Where is my granddaughter?
Belle lived her life like most girls.
Marry you?
Yeah. Mom, a puppy! Oh, Mom, can we keep him, please?
I love you, baby.
Until everything changed.
Daddy.
By the school, you're supposed to wait for me. That's the rule.
Rules change.
Belle, I'm sorry.
You're always sorry. You invented sorry.
Cody.
She thinks I killed her mother.
Now,
I still can't believe you're packing me off to Grandpa's. He doesn't want me there.
Gentlemen, this is my granddaughter, and she's here to have an attitude adjustment.
she'll have to learn to let go of the past
This was Mom's room.
It's just a room.
so she can stand up for the ones she loves the most.
If they're bred wrong, and they gotta be sacrificed for the sake of the bloodline.
No, Grandpa.
Inspired by a true story
I don't know where we're going, but any place is better than here.
about what tears us apart
Where are you, Bill? If you ever do that again, I will die.
what brings us together, and what makes us family.
You're not the big old ugly bear you think you are.
Don't spread it around.
I think you've earned that.
You like him, don't you?
Of course I do.
There's gonna be some changes around here.
You got it, kid.
All roads lead home.
Is now or never.
All Roads Lead Home is an indie family drama movie that was released on January 27th, 2008. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this movie, but I saw it back in middle school, and it left quite the impression on me. And I'm being way too generous when I say that. Why? Well, you're about to find out. So the story follows a girl named Belle who gets a dog as a present, which oddly enough plays into later, at least thematically. But when Belle and her mother and father are driving in the rain at night, they get into an accident and the mother dies. Because of this, Belle becomes an emotional wreck to the point where she blames her father for her mother's death. I think she also snipes at him a lot more. Her father does not know what to do. Her father doesn't know what to do, so he sends her to live with her grandfather. And also her job fuels her urge to stop animals from being euthanized and given autopsies. I'm going to say it. I fucking hate this story. Now, the contents of the story on their own are not bad, but when combined, they make for a movie that does not really have a clear direction. The movie doesn't even fucking try to make these two plots tie into each other. It does not know whether it wants to be a slice of life movie about reconciliation with a girl's father, or a movie that provides an argument against euthanasia. The two elements end up attacking each other rather than blending in. But I hated it even before I thought deeply about the story. Why? Because it tries as hard as fucking possible to make you cry. But it does not make any of the sadness very interesting. If you don't like sad movies, then you are not going to like this movie. But even if you can get past that, I doubt you'll enjoy it because this movie has little to no deeper meaning. There's a heartfelt story trying to get out, but the writers just fucked it up. And that's not to say that there are not any lighthearted scenes in the movie, but this movie's tone is so boring that I felt nothing when they came out. Is Belle even a good character? No. And that is my final answer. Bring me the goddamn prize. I could sympathize with her losing her mother. That sucks. And to be fair, you could see the connection between the two a little. But I find that her thinking that her father killed her mother is a fucking deplorable accusation. Even worse, the movie doesn't even seem to realize that. I'm not exaggerating. That is straight up character assassination. It doesn't even make sense either. Not only because her father did not seem to have that bad of a relationship with her mother, but also because her mother was driving the goddamn car that crashed. I'm convinced that she only blamed her father because he didn't really cry at her funeral, which is total bullshit because not everyone cries when someone close to them dies. Nice. And she didn't either at the funeral. You want to know who is really to blame for the accident? Honestly, it was kind of the mother's own fault. She was not paying attention to what was on the goddamn road. And she was just looking over to her fucking daughter, and that is very fucking dangerous. Her father may not have interacted with her that much, but that does not give her the right to be such a slandering cunt like that. Usually, the daughter would blame herself for it rather than someone else. To be completely honest, this movie would have been a hell of a lot better if it did that. To make matters even fucking worse, the illogical bullshit kind of seeps into the father, because he sends her off to stay with her grandfather. But the problem with that is that Belle has an even worse relationship with her grandfather. Her grandfather outright shouts at her and is much more fucking strict. This would not make her feel any better. In fact, it will only make her feel worse. But the reason why her grandfather is so strict is because of a misconception that he has that is very contrived. I've seen this done with a few movies. But still, sending her off to her grandfather is the last thing I would have done. Her father should have consoled her and told her that he would never kill her mother and that he loved her very much. And sometimes bad things happen to good people. And if she got so far gone into this delusion, he should have had her see a therapist, a damn good therapist. This whole decision to send her to her grandfather's or his house makes no fucking sense. Apparently, Peter Boyle, the father of Ray and Everybody Loves Raymond, is in this movie. This was actually the last movie he ever did, and it was released posthumously. His character is pretty boring and speaks with very little energy, and Boyle has a much raspier voice. It is honestly kind of morbid, especially considering the circumstances. I feel really bad that this was his last movie. And I can't deny that part of it is because I hate this movie so goddamn much. As for the whole euthanasia autopsy part of it, it does a very poor job of showcasing the issue. It does not even seem to understand why these things exist in the first fucking place. These were not done because humans are sick sons of bitches. Euthanasia is done when an animal has an incurable illness. And autopsies are done because we are curious to find out how an organism died. I'm going to have a bit of a problem when Old Yeller understood euthanasia better, and it was aimed at the same fucking age group. Now, I know that it takes place at a time when doctors were pretty primitive, but rabies is an incurable illness, And that's what the fuck Old Yeller had. I haven't cared less about finishing a movie than I did here. The only fucking reason why I kept watching is because I was forced to, and that only made things worse. I just wanted to be done with that shit. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the production values, because they're worth talking about a little. I don't think they're all that good. The cinematography is kind of dull looking. The editing sometimes abruptly ends a scene, most notably when an autopsy is about to be performed on a dog. The sound is pretty boring to listen to, and the music is overly sentimental, which led to some terrible memories for me. Overall, All Roads Lead Home is the worst movie I have ever seen, and will remain for a long time. I don't want to even think about anyone making a worse movie than this. There may be worse movies objectively, but somehow they never made me feel the way that this one does. I didn't say it was the worst movie ever to be spawned into existence. I said it was the worst that I had ever seen. There is no redeeming quality. The story, characters, writing, and production values all have multiple problems. It is a movie that tries to be profound, but it's just not at all. This may be an understatement, but I will say it anyway. Don't watch this movie. Don't even watch it to see how bad it is. There are movies that are so bad that you will say to someone, dude, you gotta watch this movie. It's so fucking bad. This is not one of those movies. This will take something away from you. And I'm not even referring to your time. Honestly, I felt broken after watching it. Like, a piece of myself died. I find it that horrifically fucking bad. And I wish I was exaggerating. But one thing that I'm sure of is this. This movie is a sanctimonious, stupid, saccharine, horseshit, pathetic excuse for a tearjerker. I hope that I never see this fucking movie again. Fuck this movie. I give All Roads Lead Home 0 out of stars with the title of complete bullshit, which is pretty much nothing. I am done with this review. I'm Spike Robot. The review is over. If you like this, subscribe. Have a great day.
Don't give me love. Don't give me faith. Wisdom or pride, give it a sense instead.